I would like to come to Arun in that. Now, you have run a specific kind of a mechanism successfully for some time. This audience wants to know, Arun, 3 things that you would advise us to be ready for when you're looking at innovation in CSR. 3 challenges.
Yeah. I guess um, uh, when you talk about innovation, the first thing which comes in the mind, and it's linked to a CSR, is CSR itself is in a very early days of metaphorism. And here we are talking about innovation. So aren't we talking to an early stage? But I think this is a very, very apt time to talk about innovation, because CSR is a game changer. Before I go into your question, just let me give you my thoughts. CSR is, of course, a game changer. We are in actually a paradox today, because on one hand, the NGOs know that really they have been involved in changing the social fabric, and they believe that the change can happen. Many of them have started some of these programs with a certain amount of conviction, and they have come to a certain point where they said, okay, I can do better, but I really don't know what more to do. So on one hand, there is this whole situation which exists. On the other hand, we have the corporates who have, as you rightly said in the morning, been forced into this whole CSR thing. Some of them, of course, have been doing it for many years, like 50 years plus, but some of them have been forced to do it now. And now they have no much choice but to do it, because it's not only the CSR law which is forcing them to do it, but also the investors, global investors are saying, here is CSR, and that's an important part of the sustainability, and you really need to do it. And it's at the board level, so they are also grappling in how they need to do this. So a situation exists today where there are 2 forces. One is saying he's pushed to do, another one is saying I have done, but I can do better. I really don't know how much to do. And I think this is where I think the whole collaborative framework comes into picture. And if we really are able to create a nice, good framework through forums like this, it'll really go a long way to not only get the corporates to do CSR, because as the previous speaker said, it's very profitable for the business, but also it'll make a real solid impact in our own country, which is the need of the hour. And that's where innovation comes in. And I'm very, very hopeful that this will happen, because if you really see all the Indian corporates which are today thriving, when the economy was opened up in 81, 82, all of them were very, very scared, because they were all India-centric, they were not global-centric, and they didn't even know whether they were going to exist. But they innovated in the business processes, they innovated in their mindset, and I think most of them today are a sort of going global, meeting up the competition with multinational services in India, and they believe that innovation is the key to survival, innovation is the key to sustain the business, and they have succeeded in doing that in their own organization, and they know how to do it. So this conviction, if they are able to bring it in a foreplay to the CSR, which they know is now the need of the hour, I think it's a wonderful meeting ground. Everybody will gain. The NGOs will, when you collaborate with a corporate, I work to an NGO, but I used to work in a corporate. I always say to a corporate, when I meet you, I don't come for a grant. I come here because you are able to build capacity in my organization. You are able to help me to innovate and make my programs more sustainable, and in a sense, you will also get a payback. So this movement is now there, and I'm sure a lot of organizations will push the NGOs to innovate through capacity building, and I think this is a great time for all of us here who are sitting in this audience to carry back this message that the NGOs per se are also ready with a change mindset to get inputs and do this innovation. Having said that, so the first message is, let us collaborate to innovate. And I think the corporates have it within them to get the NGOs to innovate. So that's my first message. The second message is that there is a need for innovation in the development sector. There hasn't been too much of, there is a lot of passion in the development sector. There is no doubt about this. There is a lot of commitment in the development sector. There is no doubt about it. But what it does lack is processes. It does lack processes to scale up a successful program. It does lack a larger element of innovation, which today is the need of the hour, whether you really want to. So there's so much of innovation can do in sanitation. Crores of rupees are being spent, but I'm sure, like our Luke King here, he could, a better technology would really, bring so much of sense. And there are so much of examples. So the third element is, amongst the solar, third message, so this is my second message, is that there is a need and the NGOs are absolutely ready. The third element is the NGO community itself, or the development sector community itself. There are a lot of examples of innovation. Absolutely a lot of it. One of the things which I am so very, take for example volunteering. We all know volunteering is good. Volunteering, makes a lot of stuff happen. But if you just change volunteering to mentoring, and that's innovation. That brings the return on investment to 10 times. And no better example than, my colleague who is sitting here from Teach for India. And absolutely they have innovated. For example, I work in Magic Bus. What we did, which allowed us to scale up this program to, let's say, 50 states and about 75 districts, is we just innovated and said, we will, for our program, use youths from the same community to deliver our program. That small innovation. For first 7 years, we were only in Mumbai. We were scared to go outside because we do conviction building in children. And we didn't know how do you get these permanent resources. But we innovated. And we said, we will use youth from the community to deliver the program. And we created a backend to make sure that they're efficient. So this is another good example of how even within the NGO sector, there are innovations which have been done and they have been successful. The challenge is to create that conviction in the NGO that you need to innovate, and innovation will result into a larger impact for you and a larger scale of play for you. So those are my three messages.
Right.